Welcome to the Two Boots Word Vault podcast. In this episode, I'll be reading from my collection of Cinquains. Here's a collection of Cinquains, that American poetic form developed by Adelaide Crapsey at the beginning of the 20th century. A cinquain has 5 lines. The first line has 2 syllables. The second line has 4 syllables. The third line has 6 syllables. The fourth line has 8 syllables. And the fifth and last line has 2 syllables. Adelaide Crapsey did not believe that American English fit into the haiku form, which she was very fond of. So she developed this short form. I learned of it from my good friend, poet Thomas R. Smith. And I wrote a considerable number of cinquains. It was wonderful fun. I'd like to put those together now. This is from my collection. The first of 4 chapters or episodes is called Eating Thistle. In the first poem, Goldfinch Pears. Goldfinch pears grow alike. Once the male molts his bold yellow. They eat thistle for supper. The unopened flower. Hummingbirds lift to the unopened red flower on the bluff's limestone lip, then they fly on. At the hedge. Red-haired deer in summer coats, fawn and doe, bound off and crash the buckthorn hedge when they smell me. Invitation to travel. Footprints in the dry sand are your invitation to travel and get out of the sandburrs. Morning. Mourning doves echo one another in the pine, but woodpeckers, jays, and sparrows squabble. A boat on the water. One black boat on silver water. Water as wide as the gray sky tries to reach the green woods. Summer colds. Summer head colds are wet dragons waking in the caverns of my disappointments again. Smoking under a dry nest. A small wren hops from twig to twig and squawks at me. I'm sitting beneath her dry nest, smoking. Love feels hungry. Redbirds, flowers, grieving symphonic composers, and the cougar know that love feels hungry. Aspens. Aspens rattle at the lakeside. Next month, leaves will change and fall like tears into the water. Shivers. Soft waves on autumn lakes bend the reeds so slightly, and my hair shivers as I think of God. Full moons. Full moons don't just settle into mountains or lakes unless I'm out there watching with God. As above. At last, a calm lake with the red trees and yellow leaves all mirrored, as above, so below. The loon barks. The fog hangs over the calm lake. The loon barks like a watered-down coyote gone silly. Whitecaps. Cream cheese on a bagel rises like snow-driven whitecaps. I won't go fishing this morning. Bedroom windows number 1. No leaves have fallen from the straight maple. Bedroom windows are open and the moon blinks twice. Bedroom windows number 2. Bedroom windows open. Hot wind blows through dusky autumn. The moon and maples are stripped bare. Sandals. Sandals are chosen wear on hot summer mornings. It's autumn. I'd rather hear boots crunch leaves. Ribbons of ghostly heat. Gold flames in the wood stove throw ribbons of ghostly heat across the worn carpet, and I'm cold. Section 2, Chapter 2, Write Fast. Write fast. Write fast so memories of pain won't be able to ride that black feeling of new despair. Buzzing locusts. Buzzing locusts like drills ream my impatient fears and the hurried habits of my grim thoughts. Bait. Throw back the sturgeon bait. It lures primal anger, misery, and bottom-feeding specters. Hell. Waiting for the end of my marriage. The moon hides. The heat's a red sweater around this hell. Frost killed my marriage. A hard frost whitened all the windshields at the motel, froze the last flowers, and killed my marriage. A void. A void. A dark expanse, 6 billion trillion miles without a God. No wonder I'm frightened. Anguish. Anguish is this vice grip. It clamps to my innards and twists them round until my heart explodes. Anguish is a shadow. Anguish is a shadow beneath my old pleasures, like the black curves on the twisting oak limbs. The two faces of my soul. The two faces of my soul often do not know whether to cry or fight or work as one. Dulled thoughts. Snowy rooftops below my room are footholds, so my dulled thoughts walk to the river and jump. Drunken berryman. Drunken berryman jumped the year I studied done. A walk in the woods won't suggest such death. At the falls. That blue streak through the trees is the river. I won't die if it takes my grief over the falls. Advice from my brother. 2 Cinquains here. Your life is a country western song. Your ex is angry. Your sweet landlady wants more than the rent. Though a woman's on your horizon, listen to me. My, what you need is a dog. Chapter 3, New Worlds. New worlds explode out of imaginative shame and my disgraceful and wretched failures. The same speed. I watch red hibiscus unfold their 5 petals at the same slow speed as the sun's rising. Red silk. Red silk pillows on white wicker chairs remind me of the flamenco dancer's fierce beckon. This yellow girl. Who sent me this yellow girl with a violin and a huge echo chamber behind her heart? I'm a bull moose. She called. I'm a bull moose swimming in the river, trying to avoid the big falls of love. By the angel. My love sits quietly on the garden bench by the angel who guards flowers and silence. For Geoffrey Burdell. Geoffrey fell in love with a countess he'd heard of, Amour de Long. As he died, she arrived. Chairs on a condo deck. Chairs on a condo deck. There is no seat for a man who loves his quiet work in the woods. Here's a poem of 2 Cinquains, a Bloomington strip mall's tenants. Massage, sun-tastic tans, United Liquors, the affordable best caterers, barbers, Mr. Movies, fresh and natural foods, China Jade Restaurant, and then caskets and more. The repair shop. Midas Auto Experts lift my black Mercury higher than a god would ever fly it. The best bull. To some cattle breeders, the bull is best when the other breeders are nearby bullshitting. A 2 Cinquain poem. Mandala. Shadows cross my road. I travel through back streets, and the faster I go, the more my soul ripples. Like the Jack of Hearts pinned to a bicycle's rear wheel, calling to the neighborhood, I'm here. Chapter 4, With Pink Fire. Heavy, fuzz-toned music. Heavy, fuzz-toned music rises from the neighbors through plywood floors and cheap carpet. Lost kids. With pink fire. Guitar, tablas, 6 hands. When you count the woman who plays the violin with pink fire. Her blood sways. When her blood sways with her bow, music blooms through her red muscles, through silences and friction. Tablas. Tablas sound like rose oil that's dropped into warm water, or the slow flapping of egrets at dusk. 10 bold fingers. 4 drums and 10 fingers tap telephone codes and reach my inner operator's headset. Lead paste. The lead paste nipples on the white tablas are eyes watching the drummer give himself to trance. Guitar solos. Guitar solos tickle my skin. They excite me, but the lone violin courts my deep ear. Interstate traffic. 6 strings are strummed and plucked and imitate interstate traffic with its sordid, ranting demons. For music. Sound checks, hand claps for graphs, pre-rolls and vocal counts, monitors and microphones, pre-music. God plays the trumpet. Who says paradise is free of pain or boredom? God had to learn how to blow from Satchmo. Heaven's side doors. Let's look to the beggars, poets, and drummers for hints to heaven's gate, or at least side doors. Five Cinquains written while listening to Tom Waits. Tom Waits writes like a mole who's forever traveling with a brine jar and peony blossoms. Eau Claire has too many bricks beside its sad streets, too many broken piano pedals. The floorboards with dark knots aren't sanded to gold tones and won't look like polished young otter faces. Its rugs are sawdust trails with shards of bitterness thrown off, dropped away, or shed by heartbreak. Tom Waits' ache is orange, a cigarette coal. He hides in lilac bushes, talking to God. In my bones. What I knew yesterday descended to my bones, where tricky ancestors play hide and keep.